Good day, fellow music friends and fiends. A little time on my hands today, so I just went over to the Oshawa record show and did some really great vinyl hunting, and got a little haul. So I thought I'd just quickly share it with all my friends that like to see this stuff, which are few and far between. But hey, just have to excuse me. I've had a few drinks and on an empty stomach, so I'm feeling pretty good. It was a really nice day. Thanks to Alan Ripple for giving me a heads up on it. It was really fun doing some hauling with you, brother. Stefano, I wish you could have been there, but I know you couldn't make it. Anyways, I'll just go quickly over what I got here. Try not to be too long-winded. I got this album. There was a dude selling 5 records for $20, so I found 5 albums that I really like. This one is Blue Oyster Cult. It's a later era one from '81 called Fire of Unknown Origin. It's got a song on there that I heard on the heavy metal animated movie called Veterans of the Psychic War. And I heard that song before I'd ever even heard the album, just off of a soundtrack for an animated movie. And I really liked it and always kind of thought it was cool. At the time, I didn't really know anything about Blue Oyster Cult. They sounded like a weird band name to me. I didn't know what the heck they were, but of course now I know all about them. They're a killer band. Anyways, it's a really neat album. Besides that song, it's got at least 4 or 5 other songs on it that I really, really like. And I don't really mind any others, all the songs on the album, to be honest. But I'll show you the cover. It's kind of cool. Kind of makes you think of some weird cult or some spiritual group. I like it. It's neat. Next one I got was I'm really a big fan of this band, even though I actually don't listen to them all that much. They're a '60s band called Spirit. Kind of a psychedelic rock band, but a lot of them had classical jazz training, so they're really tight and really precise and not too sloppy. They were pretty popular at the time of their era, but they've pretty much almost been completely forgotten about. And they're a great fucking band called Spirit. And this is one of their last albums they did with their classic lineup, if not their last, called The Dreams of Dr. Sardonicus, which is a concept album with the guy I bought this off of. He's an older dude and he really knows his stuff. And he told me it was a concept album. I had heard it before, but I didn't know it was a concept album. But what the concept is, I don't know. I'm actually curious to look into that a bit more. But yeah, here it is. It's a really cool rock album. Can't wait to hear that one. This is, what else I got here? Oh, this is a jazz fusion dude. He plays a violin, electric violin. I think he was with Mash Vinci Orchestra originally. I wish I would have looked into that before I did this, but I think that's who he's with. Jean-Luc Ponty, really good player. 2 of his albums I really, really like and I've been looking for. One's called Enigmatic Ocean, which I haven't found yet, and the other one's Cosmic Messenger, and that's the one I found. And I can't wait to hear this. I really like this album. It's really cool and trippy, and it's a nice laid-back album, but still kind of rocking. It's really cool. The next one I got, I don't listen to a lot of instrumental shred rock, things like Joe Satriani and Steve Vai, but I do like it, and every once in a while I like hearing some songs now and again. And this is another guy I read up upon a few years ago that people said he was really good. His name's Tony McAlpine. Tony McAlpine. It's called Maximum Security. I have it on CD, so I knew it was a really cool album. And I saw it on vinyl. It was only, I got it. It's one of the 5 for 20, so like for $4. And he's a good shredder. It's not, once again, it's not something I listen to a lot, but he's awesome when I'm in the mood for something like that. I gotta show you the back cover. It's fucking hilarious. He looks like Michael Jackson on acid. If Michael Jackson wanted to be a shredder, check this out. You ready for this? Can you handle that shit or what? That's funny. That's a great thing of vinyl, these funny pictures. Next dude, actually I don't really know all that well. I know he's a cool blues rock guy. I'm not even sure if he's Canadian or American. I'm ashamed to say that. I wish I really knew more about him. I know a guy on the Brave board who really likes him, and he's always talking about him. And he said this album is really good, so I took a chance. So I don't know what this sounds like. I know it's blues rock, kind of hard-edged blues rock, maybe with some psych influences a bit. Pat Travers, Putting It Straight from 1977. Kind of a cool picture. Reminds me of something from an 80s video, a guy rocking out in a corporate office. What else we got? This next band, I had this digitally a long time ago, and I know I liked it, but I haven't listened to this in years, so I kind of just took a chance on it. I know it's kind of cool. They're kind of like old Rush or old Queen. It's kind of goofy 70s rock. It's really well done, but it's not something you're going to listen to all that often. But it's also got a bit of a gimmick, which I couldn't resist getting the album. The band logo, I believe this is their debut. It might be their second, I'm not sure. But the band logo, Angel, when you look at the record normally, you'll see it like this. But when you tip it upside down, the logo still spells Angel. Whoa, man! And boom. Well, look at that. Actually, they flip right upside down. So you can't tell which is up. Yeah. And I got Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush, which is live. He's another blues rocker with some kind of psychedelic blues rock, which I've always been a big fan of. I don't know why, but I love it. I can listen to it almost any time as long as it's competently played. Kind of speaks to my heart. But I don't really know this album, but it's a live album. So I thought I'd take a chance on it. It was only, once again, $4. I love this album by Alan Parsons. It's called I, Robot. I have it on CD as well as digital copy. He's the engineer that worked on Dark Side of the Moon for Pink Floyd, and where he really started getting his name. And then he started his own solo project band, kind of a prog rock band with a lot of keyboards and synthesizers and shit like that. This is my favorite album by him. It's kind of funky, kind of fun, but also kind of cool and trippy, spacey at times. It's called I, Robot. I'm really looking forward to hearing this one. I know I really like it. I actually haven't listened to it in a while, so kind of forget it a bit. I just know I really like it. It's going to be fun to listen on vinyl. Getting close to the end here. Another one I picked up. I can't say I'm a huge fan, but I really like these guys. They're a great 70s hard rock band that really never sold out. All their albums are pretty solid from what I've heard. A lot of those rock bands from the 70s, as funk and disco and all that crap started getting more and more popular, kind of started selling out and watering down their rock. But these guys never really did. I can't remember if they're British or German. Fuck, that's pretty pathetic that I don't know that. But I want to say Britain, but I don't want to say German. But anyways, they're a really good rock band, and I love the name. UFO, Lights Out. It's one of their late 70s ones. It's not my favorite UFO album, but I really like some of the songs on this, and I don't have any UFO at all. I think I got one CD, so it was in great condition, so I bought it. Last but not least, this is the only new vinyl I bought. All those others were used, and I got them pretty cheap, which is the way I like it. I'm not going to spend a lot of money on vinyl. I like vinyl a lot, but I'm not going to be stupid about it. This was supposed to be Jimi Hendrix's next studio album after Electric Ladyland. And he was working on it, and at the time he even had his own studio in New York called Electric Ladyland Studios. And he died, passed away at the age of 27. Almost, I think, I couldn't put a percent on it, but he had I'd say at least 50, 60% of the new album was pretty much all written and recorded and put together. Jimi Hendrix was a perfectionist, so he still had a lot of great takes of this album he was working on that in his mind probably wouldn't for sure be put on the album. But anyways, they cobbled together pretty much what they think is his vision of what his next studio album is going to be. And it's called First Rays of the New Rising Sun. And I really like the album. I think some really serious Jimi Hendrix fans might look down on it a bit just because it wasn't officially released under his, he had passed away before he officially gave his nod to the album to be released. But I think it's just as solid as all his 3 other studio albums. And especially being a big Hendrix fan, only being able to listen to 3 studio albums from such a great guitarist and innovator like him is kind of sad. So, I mean, anything I can get my hands on by Jimi Hendrix that isn't just a total ripoff, I will listen to. And I consider it his 4th album. and which it is. I mean, it just didn't get officially released yet. And a lot of the songs are complete, not all of them. Some of them are still slightly demo-ish, but the songs that are really good are just amazing. And I'm a big Hendrix fan, so I picked up his fourth studio album called New Rays of the Rising Sun. It's a nice 180 gram autofile LP pressing. It says all analog remaster from the original 2-track master tapes by Jimmy's original engineer. Complete original artwork, 8-page LP sized booklet with rare photos and liner notes. So it's a really well put together vinyl album. It was only $20. All of Hendrix's re-releases are now $20 because they can make so many of them, but still produce a really great vinyl. So I wasn't wasting money on this one. I'm going to listen to this a lot. And it's New Rays of the Rising Sun. If you like Hendrix and you've never heard this one, listen to it. I consider it just as solid as his other three. He was moving a bit away from the psychedelic rock that he was quite famous for, getting a little more funkier, a little more straightforward, but you could still see he had a really cool vision. And it's kind of a shame Jimi Hendrix died. I think the 70s would have been a great period for him to create, and he would have just made some really amazing albums, but it wasn't to be. Anyways, I'm gonna go get some sunshine because this winter has fucking killed me, and I'm sure it's killed all of you. So until next time, my friends, keep listening to music and just keep sharing it, because man, sometimes that's all you got. Cheers.